Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palettes. I am Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu from the Box Press Studio, and from the Pastine Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
We've seen better days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen better days.
We've seen better days.
Happy to be doing reviews, but on a personal, we've seen better days.
Yeah. All right. So today we are talking about the Drew Estate Liga Privada H99 Connecticut Corojo Papas Fritas. Cigars Petite Corona, 4.5 inch by 44. Comes out of the La Gran Fabrica Drew Estate factory in Nicaragua. Wrappers H99 Connecticut Corojo. Binder is Mexican San Andres Otopan Negro Ultimo Corte. And the filler is from Nicaragua, Honduras, and Pennsylvania Green River 1 Sucker. Blended by Willie Herrera. Price point is $7.50. Cigar was released in June of 2023. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
I thought overall for like a small platform, kind of a format cigar, it was good. It's it had a lot of layers to it. Like I got like nice toasted cedar, black pepper, spice, had a nice creaminess to it. This like holiday fruitcake kind of a quality to it that I really dug as well. And it was just it's so consistent. Like I smoked through um well, for this one we had one, but one did the what was it called?
Freestyle Live.
Freestyle Live. I went through those. They're all pretty consistent. Not to say that those are the actual production cigars, who knows? But I've always thought that it was tasty, consistent, short but to the point. And I don't think a lot of companies have small platform cigars like this, especially non-Cuban world. But this one did a really good job, even though it was kind of expensive.
Right. All right, John, what were your thoughts?
Is it kind of expensive? Isn't it $7.50?
Yeah. You don't think that's a little price? Maybe I'm still stuck in the pre-pandemic days.
2015?
Yeah.
PLPCs and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
PLPC.
Yeah, because I mean, it like
I am
like
stuck in those days.
yeah, I mean, just so people know, like it's basically just it's the remnants of the tobacco from making the H99. So it's the same tobacco. It's just not assembled in quite the same way. So like I've been a fan of the Papas Fritas projects in the past because, like June said, I think they're pretty tasty for what they are. I thought this is okay. It's obviously not a it's not going to give you to me the same complexity as a regular Liga Privada, but I don't think it has to for the price point. So for me, the first third, a lot of sweet tobacco, nutty wood, creamy wood on the retro. Some nice chocolate developing, a little bit of spices, but like it's all very manageable. It's not super intense on the palate. Second third was kind of nuts and wood, a little creamy sweet tobacco, a little bit of chocolate, but really didn't come together in quite the same way as the first third. So for me, the second third kind of fell from good to average. And then the last third, more of the same, a lot of sweet wood, creaminess, not a lot of evolution there, but I don't think it really has to me. Burning construction was perfect. So, I would say my experience was slightly above average or just above average. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, this cigar started with toasted oak, earth, and black pepper. Second third saw the black pepper become dull for a bit and then return back to its kind of previous level a bit later. Final third saw the black pepper move up to right behind the toasted oak and the earth. Construction, absolutely perfect. Nothing to complain about in regards to that. And I think that's pretty much across the board for all of us. I thought this cigar had a nice start. Had a good vibrancy to the flavor components. Kind of took a step back in that second third as the pepper became dull for a bit and kind of maintained that level the rest of the way. Not a bad cigar for a smaller Vitola in that kind of lower price point. But like June said, there is a little bit of a struggle. It is a small cigar for that price, so you have to kind of weigh that into it. So if I don't think if you're getting enough flavor out of it, that it's not going to be cheap to you. So if it's just okay, then it's probably not that much of a value. But I don't know that I'd come back to it all that often. But like with perfect construction and kind of that good start, if you're kind of doing something else, it's not a bad option for you out there. So yeah. All right, getting into the scores. I'm gonna start at the top with Seth, who wasn't able to join us tonight, but he gave it a 7.88. Jiunn gave it a 6.82, and then John and I both gave it a 6.1. So Jiunn, how'd that 6.82 matchup for you?
Pretty well. Yeah, I think I will go as far as to say I'll probably smoke these Papa Fritas over like the larger format H99s. Like I like them more.
Yeah. Okay. All right, John, how about your 6.1?
Yeah, it matches up well. I think, and you said it is like it's a weird thing of where at a 6.1 normally it's not really something I'd return to. Like to me, until he gets above kind of a 6.3, I don't think that's really something I'm looking for. But um, the score is kind of a weird one where it's punching above its weight class to me at a 6.1. So to me, it's kind of with the price point, which we don't really factor into the score. It's kind of a 6.5 in my mind, if that makes sense. What about you?
Yeah, my 6.1 matches up well. I mean, above average flavor profile, perfect construction. You know, I struggle with this. I'm usually never in a position where I need a short smoke, right?
Right.
I'm not like someone that I need to have a cigar in my mouth all the time, or I need to fit one in wherever I can. I only have 45 minutes or an hour, and I'm gonna so I just don't have a calling for this unless it's great flavor, and that's just an opportunity for me to smoke something that's great flavor. So that 6.1 just doesn't do it. The price doesn't make me say I have to do it, because you can still find the good Robusto or Toros that can be kind of in that $7 to $9 range that you can get away with. So it just doesn't do enough, I think, for me to say, yeah, I'm going to come back to it. So all right, let's get into some final thoughts here, because I think there's some interesting thoughts on
I
these
have,
kind of
yeah, I
cigars
mean,
here.
so first of all, I went in because I've smoked lots of Papas Fritas. I kind of went into it figuring my smoke time would be because I'm a slow smoker, like an hour 10 ish. I got an hour and 42 minutes out of it. I had to double
Yeah,
check. I'm like, I looked at my start time. I'm like, have I stroked out? Like, did I write the time wrong?
right.
And I'm like, no, I got an hour and 42 minutes. I'm like, that's kind of absurd for a $7.50 skinny smoke,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm the opposite of like I'm like you, Aaron, in the sense that when I have a cigar, I'm not, you know, well,
you're not looking to try to get it
after
over
the
with as
baby.
quickly as possible, right? You're doing it to
Exactly,
relax for and enjoy some time.
100%.
Yeah,
But at the same time, like I remember, especially when I used to smoke Cuban cigars much more often, is I love like taking out all the like the PLPCs and the Upman half Coronas and things of that nature, the RAS, the Ramon small clubs, and like that was my like bringing out like four of those was
yeah,
my enjoyment for like a few hours.
yeah,
Because I really like the variety of doing that, and in non-Cuban cigar world, there's just not that many of being able to do that. So
yeah.
I think Papas Frita is actually quite a nice niche in the market.
Yeah, I agree. I think, if someone's already a Drew Estate smoker and they, like the Liga Privada flavor profile, which, in this case is super approachable. I think there's a lot of guys out there that would look at this as a 30 or 40-minute smoke. And for 750, I think they'd be super happy with it. And, I think there's something to be said with the market being what it is. Perfect construction on a $7.50 cigar is nothing to sneeze at, frankly.
Yeah. Especially with it being kind of a differently constructed cigar, like you mentioned earlier. But another thing for me is small cigars like this, I think, have a bit of an advantage over larger format cigars in regards to being able to score better, because if you can deliver
Yeah.
flavor, you only have to do it for a short amount of time, right? So you're not having to keep somebody's interest for a Robusto or a Toro kind of size. So when it doesn't do that, that's a bit of another knock on it for me, is like, you only had a short amount of time you had to do this, and you just couldn't maintain it for the whole way through. So, that's kind of a bummer when that happens for me. So,
Yeah.
I would love to have the Seth of the Jiunn experience here, where you're kind of 6+, 7+, but it just didn't happen. And yeah, I mean, I've probably scored another dozen cigars this year at a 6.1, and I'd probably pick one of the other ones just because I'd get more smoking time from it. So so that's more value. But yeah, I would have liked to got more. But Also, I'm not. I haven't been a big fan of the H99 in any format yet. So that's just another part for me. It may just be the tobacco blend that just doesn't work for me. All right, wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe. But check out our full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow on all the social media channels and catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
H99.